Hi everyone, welcome back to Stamp with Anna. Today I'm going to show you an easel card, a double easel card with a twist. My last video was a regular easel card, and that was this baby card. And a double easel is because it has two easels on it. As you can see, this is the card sideways, and this is it standing. I don't know how I can get that on the video. So it lays flat, regular A2 size, except it has this little flap underneath here and the inside, and it stands up beautifully like that. That's a regular double easel. Today's double easel is the same thing. It has that double easel flip to it, and then we have this extra panel here that is another place for you to just write a note. And this one really is very much like the other one. We're just adding these two little pieces right here. So for supplies, what we have is the base of our card, and in this case I've used Old Olive. It is 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. And I haven't done my scoring, so I'm going to do that right now. Bring in my scoreboard, and I'm going to score this at 5 1/2. Then I have a piece of Whisper White, which is 4 by 10 1/4. And this one I'm going to score at 2 1/2 and at 5, just like we did with the regular double easel card. So those are our base cards, and I'm going to put this part together before we move on. That way you can see how to do the base. So this is, in theory, going to go here, and then this bottom half will be a mountain, and the middle half will be a valley. See how I folded that? Just like that. And this is going to go right here, centered on that base. So I'm going to bring in my snail. Oh, here it is, right in front of me. I'm bringing my snail, and I'm going to put that on the back of my card, and I'm going to just center this up. And that is the basics of the double easel card. And there you go, it'll stand like this. Of course, I do want to bring in my bone folder and reinforce these so that it'll give me a nice crisp easel. Okay, so there's the basics. So at this point, you can do absolutely anything as far as decorating it goes. So I'm going to show you how I did it. I took a piece of paper from the Best Dressed Designer Series paper, which comes in a 6x6 pack in the mini catalog, formerly known as the Occasions catalog. And I've cut this one at 3 3/4 by 5, and that's going to go right here. And I've cut this one 3 3/4 by 2 1/4, and that's going to go right there. So let me go ahead and do that. And again, this is going to be layered with equal borders all around, just like you do in a regular card. Okay, and the same with this one. And that one is going to be centered in this front panel right here. Okay, here we go. Now we're minimally decorated. The next thing we're going to do is, I have a piece of Old Olive, and this is cut at 2 by 6 3/4, and I'm going to score that in half. And half of that is 3 3/8. So there's 3 1/8, 2/8, 3/8, and that should be right in the middle. Okay, And there we go. Fix that just to square that up just a tad. Okay. And this is going to go here, but I'm not going to put that on yet because I do want to have this piece here in place before I do that. But I can do the inside of it. So what I've done, I had some scrap paper, and this top piece here, this inside piece here, and this little sentiment here, it's all scrap paper. And what I did was I die cut 2 of one size and 1 of the other, and I used the rectangle stitched framelits, and here they are. What a bargain these are. You get so many rectangle shapes that you can cut with, and there's just, let's see, how many does it say is on the package? There's 13 of them. And you can see you have regular ones that will fit like nice on the card, and then you have narrower ones, and then you have this cute little stubby one. I used this stubby one for my little one here, and on this panel I used 1, 2, 3, 4th one in, I believe it was. Oh, no, maybe the 3rd one in, excuse me. I used the 3rd one in to cut out 2 of these. Okay. And I'm going to take one of these and I'm going to center that on the inside of this green flap. Okay? As you can see, that's going to go right there. But I'm not going to attach anything yet. Now I'm going to take these other 2 pieces here. Using the stamp set Crafting Forever, I'm going to emboss this pen set, and using the Beauty Abounds, I'm going to emboss this Thanks. So I have my Versamark ink. Now I chose to cut these out first. You could do it any way you wanted to if you feel more comfortable stamping it, embossing it, and then cutting it out, that's fine too. The reason I did it this way was when we had class, I had quite a few people, so I wanted them to focus more on making the card rather than having to get up and do their die cutting. So I had some pieces that were already die cut. So I'm going to come in with my Emboss Buddy and just pass that over these to get rid of any static. And then I'm going to stamp up my pen. Let me make sure I have that on straight. I'll stamp up ink up my pen set. And you see it's going to fit right in there beautifully. My head is in the way, but we'll give it a whirl. Straight down, straight up. Now I'm going to take my little Thanks, and here's my square. I'm going to hold my square horizontally, and I am going to put this closer to the left edge because I want to put a little ribbon on that. You know me, I love ribbons. So I'm going to ink that up, and I'm going to put my Thanks right there. Straight down, straight up. Now I'm using the copper embossing powder because I just love the look of that. I'm going to bring in a piece of scrap paper to catch my powder. I'm going to just sprinkle that liberally. Lift this up. Tap off all my excess. Give it a once over. Looks good. And do the same thing with my Thanks. Okay, now I see that I have that little piece right there. And what I'm going to do, I have a little paintbrush. I'm going to just come and remove that. Okay, these back in my little jar, because if I don't do that now, I'll turn on my heat tool and I'll have bronze embossing powder all over the place. So I'm going to bring this in, and with my heat tool, I'm going to just heat this up until all of the embossing powder melts. Just see a little tiny bit right there I want to get off. Okay. I'm just going to run this over just so you can see it get started, and then I'll do it the rest of it off camera for you. See how here it comes. Oh, and it's just so pretty when it starts melting, excuse me. And just move your heat tool round and round. And see how pretty that is when it starts to melt? Okay, I'm going to go off camera and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with my little embossed pieces. Now I'm going to take this thanks and I'm going to run a piece of very thin ribbon. This actually looks just like the old olive, but it's not. It's a very old retired color. It's called Limeade, Lucky Limeade, and I happened to have it, and I thought, oh, that looks close enough to old olive, and I didn't have, because I didn't have a thin sheer piece like this of old olive, but I thought, oh, that works just fine. And here it is. I'm just going to put that off to the right. And my thanks is a little crooked. My embossing came out a little crooked, but that's okay. I don't mind. I'll just trim my tails. And now I'm going to bring this in. Here's my piece. Oh, this I can actually I can mount it on my flap now that it's done. Here it is right here. And I'm just going to center that. Turn it this way so I can see it better. Okay, so now I want to position where this is going to go. I want this here, but I'm going to use this as kind of a locking mechanism to hold this down. So what I want to do is I want to put some dimensionals in this 90-degree angle so that when I fold my card in, it's going to lock in there. And the way I'm going to do that is I have the end strips of some dimensionals, and I'm going to cut two pieces. And now I decided I'm going to put this right here, so I'm going to wedge this one up against it right there, and then I'm going to wedge this one up right here. I'm going to take these strips off, and I'm going to position this little thanks right above it. Now you can bring it down if you don't want to cover that tip, or you can cover the tip a little bit. I don't mind. I'm going to just do this, and I'm going to press that in. So now I'm going to put some snail on the back of this. Again, I'm going to slide this in so that it catches in that 90-degree angle that I just made. I'm going to fold it backwards, come on down, and press. And now this, when I close my card, is going to lock that right there. Now when you give this card, especially if it's a thank you card, you do have, depending on how much you like to write, you do have a spot here to write. You can write here, or if you really want to finish your card off, you can take another piece of Whisper White, cut it at 4 by 5 1/4, and put that on the inside right there. Okay, so here now is your card. You lock it in place so it lays flat when you're going to mail it. And then to get to the secret message, the recipient just pops that open, and there it is. And you have lots of places to write your thanks. Now, the one thing with this, and I tried really hard. When you stand this up, this is not going to stay in that flap. And I've tried to change the dimensions of this top flat piece, but it just, no matter what I did, I think it's just, I'm not really good at figuring out why. So when you hold it, when you stand it up, it does sit right on top of that. Okay? And like I said, I did try to change the lengths, the dimensions of my paper. Nothing worked. So I don't know. It's going to be an algebra thing that I don't do. So there is that great little double easel card with a twist. If you have any questions at all about this project or any of the products I used, please contact me through my blog, www.stampwithanna.blogspot.com. Thanks so much, and I'll catch you back here later with another video.